what skill or how popular or famous they are, whatever the fuck it is, or how what their record is. To me, it's like who shows up that night, you know. And once they lock that cage, like I turn into like just a different person.
This is the True Hustle Podcast with your host, JR.
This is the True Hustle Podcast with your host, JR.
Right. Once you actually put on some gloves and once you actually go for those 3 rounds and you've never experienced some shit like that in your life before, then you're like, damn, like I'm punching this bag. It's not hitting me back and I'm gassed the fuck out.
Yeah.
So that's why I think my respect for like professional fighters, boxers, MMA, I don't know how, bro, like that shit right there is intense, bro. Yeah. So like what does like an actual UFC training look like? Like once you're building up like to for a fight.
For getting ready for a fight, usually for me like this morning, I don't even have a fight lined up, but you know, I'm trying to stay on top of my A game, you know, and be in the best shape possible at all times, you know. So this morning, woke up, went for a run, and then met up with a buddy of mine to go do Muay Thai.
Okay.
So after that, we were gonna go swimming, but I was like, I didn't want to be late for this, you know. I was like, nah, I want to make sure my schedule.
That's
right.
right.
I wanted to make sure my schedule was on point, you know. So probably after this, probably just gonna go hit another gym, you know.
Okay, so do you guys time block it? Like, all right, we're gonna do Muay Thai. It's called Muay Thai.
Yeah.
Or like jiu-jitsu. Like, is there like a specific like time block? Like, at this time, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot to it because I do have to schedule out my day. Like, all right, like today I did Muay Thai, and I ran already. That started my double cardio right there. So I'm good on cardio for the day. Now I could do like my weightlifting, and since I did like some kind of striking, I could do some kind of grappling at night. Or a lot of times I'll do like some active recovery type stuff, you know, some shit that'll like keep me busy, but at the same time get get my little resistance training going. You know?
Okay.
So, but when I do have a fight, I'm training at least 3 times a day.
Okay.
Every day, but I got to map it out. Like, so I have to like map out my energy level throughout the week. You know?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, fuck. So then, 3 times a day. Yeah. So that means your calorie intake. Like, do you have a diet plan? Like,
yeah. Usually, when I'm getting ready for a fight, it's usually like I have to start losing weight. So that means I kind of have to start cutting out my calorie intake as opposed to how much calories I'm burning throughout the week or throughout the day. So in order for me to lose weight, I have to burn more than I consume, you know, and you know, still put enough to fuel like my workouts. And
you don't feel like, since you are burning more than what you're eating, like you don't feel like, damn, a little bit drained, a little bit weak?
No, it all depends on what I'm eating. If I'm eating like clean carbohydrates, which is like you know, like jasmine rice, brown rice, quinoa, sweet potato, and like other like clean burning carbs, which actually fuels like the high output workouts. You know, a lot of people think that you could just, you know, chicken and broccoli and you're gonna be able to perform and train at a high level, but really like your body runs off of carbohydrates, you know. So it just takes like time. Like for me, it took me a long time to figure it out up until I got to the UFC, where they kind of have it all scheduled out for me. And if I like call them up and be like, yo, I need some meals. If I have a fight coming up, they'll send me meals in the mail and supplements and everything that I need and a little like sheet scheduled out for, this is what you eat, this is what pills you take, this is like everything you got to do. So it's really just upon request, you know.
And that's from the UFC?
Yeah, the UFC directly. They'll send us meals, a meal plan, the supplements, and when to take them. Yeah.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah, but on top of that, like there's a lot that goes into it. So there's the diet, and then there's the recovery, which means I have to like be sleeping. I have to get good sleep, 8 to 10 hours a day. I have to be consuming like, you know, the right kind of food you know, and you know, also one of the biggest parts that I've learned up until recently is the recovery phase of things, and which really is kind of like the most important, because now I'm getting a little bit older and I'm starting to feel the aches and pains and the bruises and shit, you know.
Shit changes.
It takes me a little bit longer to get warmed up, you know, so I have to make sure that I'm going to places where I could get, like, you know, when like my back's all sore, or if like my knee hurts, or for anything little situation like that, I have to go ahead and take the time out of those 3 times a day. One of those what I would consider a workout would have to be like, you know, a recovery. I go to a place where I get a massage, unwind, do a sauna, a hot tub session, and just relax, you know, go do some shit with my kids after or something, you know.
Damn, because I think once you start getting a little bit older, then you start feeling a little bit different, and that shit hurts a little bit more, dog.
Yeah, I noticed it recently because I was looking at my running, like my like I have the same app for like my running, and I'm noticing like throughout like past couple years that the space is kind of slowing down, you know, and I'm like, man, I don't even run as much as I used to, but that's just because like when I was younger, I was just like go. Now I'm like trying to learn how to take care of my body and shit more, and like, you know, to be able to like do the high intensity workouts at the pace that's required for me to be at the highest level.
That's what's up. I think, like for me growing up, you know, I was doing wild, stupid ass shit.
Yeah.
And knowing what I know now, like what I put my body through, I broke my hand a couple times, I fractured my ankles, like both of them, like doing dumb shit. Knowing what I know now, I'm like, I think I would have took care of myself, bro, because shit hurts differently now.
I had before I even started doing MMA, I had destroyed my hand, you know, street fighting and you know, all the like fights that I'll get into like over the years. And I just this has never really been healed and shit, but I make the best out of it. I make it work, you know.
Yeah, you're making it work, dog. I see some of your fights, dog. So going back, you know, because you grew up in the 90s, right?
Yeah.
And so did I. Yeah. UFC wasn't around at that time.
Nah, it wasn't. It was that's actually in the 90s when it first started. You know, I was born in 86, so by the time the 90s, I was like, I saw it all. You know, I was already like 10, 11 years old, and that's when shit was real crazy. You know, the UFC was the last thing on my mind. Although I did grow up when I was younger, like a huge fan of like, you know, Dodgers, Lakers, and boxing and shit. But to me, I didn't know or hear about the UFC till like later when I was already in my 20s. And back, but before then it was all boxing for me. I grew up.
I grew up watching boxing. Yeah,
and you know how I was like, family get-togethers would be like, you know, I was just talking about it recently, and I was explaining like, because people ask like, well, how did you get into fighting? And really, I just always been a fan of it, and I always just been a fan, and I could be like, man, I got all my family memories, all our get-togethers were all for boxing fights back in the days when it was like Mike Tyson, Oscar De La Hoya, fucking the Barrera, the Pacquiaos, and the Mayweathers, and all that whole thing, and really that's like just all my memories were growing up were of that, you know, and people trip out like because the Mexican culture be like, yeah, we're just gonna watch a fight, you know, come over, you want to come over, just watch the fights, and they don't expect the whole fucking family to be there, fucking even the grandma or everybody's at the fights, you know.
I still remember us driving to Pomona to my uncle's house, and we would watch every Chavez fight, every Tyson fight, just every fight. And it wasn't just like a, hey, vénganse. It was just like a, hey, we're going to have like a fucking carne asada. We're going to party. And I watch my uncles get fucked up, and they would gamble after. That was those were my memories, you know? I still remember when Chavez beat, Taylor? Like in the 12th round?
Taylor, yeah.
Dog, I remember that.
Yeah, I remember that shit too, man. I remember, you know, the whole family, everybody just
bro.
Like,
this shit was crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, I had seen UFC a couple times, but back when it was like on videotapes in the adult section at the video store, you know what I mean? Like, you weren't allowed to see that shit really. It was considered at the time like just brutal. You know,
It's
just
still kind of
it was in the back in the barbarian days. You know?
That's just
and
great.
when I saw it recently, actually, I was like getting out of jail and shit. And my cousin was like, "Yo, this one fool's fighting." I was like, "It's UFC." I was like, "What's you? All right, check it out and shit." At first, I wasn't feeling it because I was like, "Oh, wrestling, that shit is whack." Dog, you know. Growing up, like, you don't want to.
We're like, dog,
nah,
boxing, homie.
Dog. And it took me a long, but I fell in love with it because there's different fighters, different styles make fights, you know. And I was always a fan of Chuck Liddell. Cause I was like, I fight like that fool. Like, you know, I wanted to be like that fool, you know, just fucking beer belly and just bar fighter and shit, you know, and just fucking fools up. Like, I related to that, so I was like, I want to be like that. And then I was just watching, and then as that, you know, watching that shit, I was still being crazy on the streets and shit, fighting, getting in and out of jail, and it led to like me actually going and pursuing it because I always wanted to do that.
So, but you always had that in you then. You always loved to fight because going back to when you were growing up, so that means you were fighting all through school.
Yeah, I mean, I fought because I had to. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I was in situations where like shit, we had to fight, and it got to the point where I fell in love with it. I fell in love with it in juvenile hall. I fell in love with fighting in juvenile hall when I was like in a placement camp up in Lake Hughes called Camp Munns, and it was a military style thing. So everybody was in shape right there, and I remember
They had you fucking.
Yeah, they had me. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I was working in the kitchen. In the kitchen, they used to have fights in the back all the time. And for any stupid little reason, you know, we're in the juvenile hall, but like that's really where I developed, like, it became fun to me. Like fighting was just like nothing. Fighting was nothing to me, you know, because I was like young, crazy, and then over the years, shit just got like, you know, it just never changed. I fell in love with fighting, and I fell in love with trying to stay in shape and be at the best possible form and in shape, because you know, like in jail, when you're in jail, like shit, it's kind of scary, dog. You want to fucking be at the best shape possible, you know, and you want to like be strong. You don't want to fucking get beat up, or you know, even worse, you know stories. So like I just always been a fan since I had seen it, you know, and it's just built into what I do now.
Yeah. But that means you were pretty good then. Because you was fucking fools up in there, dog. I was. That means you were pretty good.
Yeah.
Because you usually don't fall in love with shit that you suck at.
Yeah.
You fall in love with things that you're good at.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. It was just
so it paid off.
Yeah, it was just so easy to do and so effortless at times, you know. It was just like, all right. Like, you know, and I remember back when I was younger, I used to always knock dudes out. I was known for that. I was known for that. And then when I finally started going to a gym, the coaches had noticed I had this very like extremely aggressive style, and fucking, you know, I had power in my hands, and you know, they kept me in the gym, you know. Even the days I wouldn't show up, they'll call me and they'll be like, "Yo, where you at? Like, can you get your ass over here? Like, we got a fight coming, or like we're trying to get you going. We're trying to, like, you know, we got something here." So, you know, that kind of like helped me, like, you know, steer directions where I was going in life and shit, you know. So that shit all worked out.
That's what's up. And nobody, like, did it ever hit you, like, when you were, like, either in camp or in jail? Did it ever hit you, like, damn, man, I'm pretty good. I could fuck fools up. Like, maybe I could do something.
Yeah,
like,
I wasn't thinking.
You were just thinking.
If you would have told me that I'd be in this position that I'm in today when I was a kid, I would have never fucking believed it. I'd be like, there's no way that I'm gonna be a successful professional athlete, you know, doing fucking UFC. You know, all I cared about at the time was like gang banging and trying to, like, you know, make any money I can get, you know, or like, you know, making it out of jail, or like how much time I got, or like fucking girls, or fucking, you know. I wasn't thinking about fighting. I was just thinking about being a fucking cholo and shit, you know,
and surviving.
Yeah, and you know, just being in there, because in there I went, my first time was like 15, you know, and I'm a kid, bro, you know, and I'm just like in an environment where I'm like fucking every man for himself and shit, you know, and I was put there early. So like a lot of times, like when I fight now, a lot of people would they'd be like, man, he looks so chill, he's calm in there and shit, because I'm like, shit, dog. If people ask me like, what's one of your great, like, best skill sets, and that shit's just surviving, bro. like I'm a survivor. I've in a lot of my fights I've shown I've survived some tough situations. Some that I haven't. Like you know, the last one I didn't survive that last one. But hey, you gotta survive them all. You gotta die.
Yeah, I mean, you have to take a L here and there.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
But, I mean, at
you know,
this
that's how it
level in the
goes.
game, you know, I mean, before that fight, you know, or the past couple fights, I was ranked number 15 and 14 in the world. You know, like that's for my background. I mean, that's it's fucking crazy, dude.
It's a kid from LA.
Yeah, you know, just like one of the homies, you know, but in the UFC. Yeah, straight up, one of the homies, dog.
That's crazy. And you never, in your wildest dream, would think like, man, I went through all that shit, and like, shit, now I'm here. Like, I come out on TV fighting professionally.
Hell yeah, dog. Shit, just there's a whole 360. I did a whole I did a whole 180. I meant and shit, you know, and I'm fortunate, dog, and lucky to be here right now and shit. So I'm making the best of it every single day, you know, and just trying to be at the best, cause you know I'm a real dog. I don't got so much fucking time left doing this shit, and you know I want to just fucking make the right moves and take full advantage of this opportunity.
Absolutely, man. You've been, I think some of the most successful people have like some crazy ass like story, you know. And sometimes
I mean, you gotta be a little crazy to do this shit. I mean, shit ain't normal. It's not a normal life,
bro. I don't think I could do that shit.
Modern day gladiators, bro.
You know, I was always a skinny dude growing up. You know, like I had the heart, but I just didn't. Like I got beat up a couple times, bro, because I was like a $120, skinny motherfucker. But I was trying to get down with everybody, angry ass kid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, dog, but it wasn't working out for me, dog. Like I was getting my shit blazed. There's no way. I was like too small, too tiny. Like, you know, now I got some size on me, but I mean, ain't nobody trying to fight at this age if I'm not getting paid for it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So where exactly in LA did you grow up at?
I mean, like growing up, like when it first started, I was, my mom used to live in the Ramona Gardens and shit. So
Okay.
I was in Boyle Heights.
Yeah.
And we lived there for a few years, and then I moved around a lot.
Okay.
From there, we moved to Montebello, all over the San Gabriel Valley, and then from there, we moved to Culver City projects up until I was like 10, you know. And then from there, fucking, we had to dip out to Mexico because my brother's dad fucking did some crazy shit. And we had to dip out to Mexico for like 2 years when I was like 10. You know, at the time I was like all into sports and shit, played baseball, football shit. But in the projects though, because in the middle of the projects there was like a little rec center, and you played for the projects league. You know, I played for the projects league, and we had to shake that spot at the end of. I remember I was at the end of 5th grade. And I had just got this little girlfriend and shit. And then that night, my mom was like, "Oh, we're leaving. We're gone. We're out of here." So came back like in the middle of like 7th grade, and I really didn't know shit, dog. I was like, I knew how to read and write Spanish now, and I knew Spanish, you know. But came back to American school, and I just didn't know fucking anything. So then I just started fucking wilding out, acting out, and you know, at the time we lived in Alhambra, and that's where like I really started like to stop focusing on school because I didn't know shit, I didn't understand shit. So I started like just acting out, or I wouldn't even want to go, and I had like a ton of hours of detention. And I just started being like a bad kid, you know, and just stopped going to school because I just didn't know how to, you know, I didn't understand shit, dog, you know. So that led to like just me being fucking crazy from there.
Yeah, but I think it was more like I think at that age, like you probably came back and were like, I don't know shit, so I'm gonna wild out. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Because, like, fuck, I don't know shit. So I'm better off doing this type of shit, and you know.
And then like just be in the environment that I was in, it was just real easy to like just ignore everything and go kick it with homies all day, and you know, not focus on school and shit. Cause I'm the oldest of 8. My mom didn't really have time for me like that. You know what I mean?
Dang,
so like yes. So I was just did whatever the fuck I wanted and shit, you know, and I'm lucky enough to like have went through, you know, that phase in my life without getting like real serious time.
Yeah.
You know, but I was like in and out, like on stupid shit, you know, just cause like for being in the hood or kicking with the homie or fucking having graffiti shit on my pad when PO comes and shit, or like, you know, when I got older, I started like, you know, like fucking, you know, just on the come up, just slanging and shit, kicking, you know, just doing that ordinary hood shit,
Nothing too crazy, but
yeah,
it's
nothing
just
not the ordinary.
I mean,
shit,
to other
you know?
people, it might seem like, oh, what? He was doing what? Well, that was normal.
Yeah,
That was our normal shit.
That's what everybody else was doing. How else was we
Yeah,
supposed to
like
get
we
money
didn't
and shit,
know any
you know?
better. Like
Come
teach
up
us
and
something
go,
better.
Yeah, yeah.
So, how was your relation? So, how was the relationship with your parents, or was your dad not around, or like
He was around, but not really. You know, like both my parents were both like gang members and shit.
Okay.
So my mom was from the Hazard Projects, and my dad was from VNE, from Barrio Nuevo and Montebello. So, you know, I was just raised around, you know, hood shit. You know, like fucking my family's all tatted and shit. Like it's just that's how I was raised and shit. But my dad wasn't never really around. But he was cool. He was around, but like not really like I knew where he lived. You know, type shit, you know, but I mean, he passed away like when I was like in my 20s and shit. So, you know, I missed out on a lot there and shit, you know, but, you know, me and my mom is cool, you know, she was going through it for a long time, you know, single mom and shit, you know, in the hood and shit, you know, it was a bunch of kids, wasn't easy and shit, you know, I had to help out a lot when I was younger. And then, you know, up until the point where we moved and shit, and it was like real rough for a bunch of years coming back and shit, because we were still fucking ghetto as fuck. You know, and I was getting in trouble all the time and shit, and it was just real crazy times and shit, you know.
Yeah, it must have been tough. I think maybe that's why when I think
But like I was like we were ghetto. Like it was like 6-7 kids in a fucking 1-bedroom type shit. You know, I never wanted to be at home, dog. I never wanted to be. I hated it. I just hated it. I would come home, everybody's sleeping, shit. Like I just.
How was the sleeping arrangements with so many
I slept
people?
on the couch, dog. And fucking shit. It was just ghetto, dog. You know, like I was raised on wick type shit. You know what I mean?
Shit.
You know?
So, going through those experiences, I mean, do you have kids now?
Yeah.
But it makes you look at some of the things that you went through. You're like, damn, yeah, I don't think I could do that, right?
Yeah.
It makes you like, it gives you a different perspective.
I have, my oldest son is 15, dog, and I look at this fool, I'm like, damn, dog, when I was like your age, fool, fuck, I was doing the most. I was like, I was not coming home. I was like already not a virgin. I was fucking, like, I was already in the hood. I was already fucking like doing crazy shit, taking my mom's car when she'll go to sleep and fucking go pick up the homies and go,
shit.
like fucking 15-year-old kids. And I'm looking at this for like, damn, this fool over here playing video games upstairs. I don't want to leave the fucking house. I'm you know, kind of thankful in that way and shit. But like he like he's just a good kid, dog. You know, he's just raised different than I was and shit. I was put on, and I seen a lot. I seen a lot when I was. It made me grow up quick and shit. You know, it's crazy to see like, you know how, you know we just were raised different and shit. Cause he wants to fight, and I tell him, I was like, look, dog, we're different, fool. Like, you know, I was like, we got the same name, we look the same, but like I was raised different, fool. I was like, you gotta be a fucking dog in this shit. You gotta be a fucking killer. You know, like. I am this way because of what I went through, and you're not gonna go through none of that shit. So you're gonna have to fight that inner killer, or you're gonna have to fight that dog some motherfucking way, because I'm cold. I'm cold because of everything that I've been through, everything I went through, and that, like, those things are what made me who I am today. I was like, if you want it, you're gonna have to be a dog to fucking be solid in the sport and shit, and whatever you do, you know, you're gonna have to find that shit some way, bro, some way, you know. But.
And what does he respond to that?
Nah, he gets it. He understands. He's like, I feel you. Like, yeah, I tell him you just gotta have that competitive drive to want to win and shit. You know, like me, I was just like, I started doing this shit because I didn't have no fucking other options. I didn't know what else to do with my life and shit. I was like, you could do whatever you want, but if you want to do this fight shit, you gotta give this shit your all. And like, you don't have to like you could be better than me. You know, because I started late. I didn't start till I was 25, and I tell him you could be fucking better than me. Like you know, like at the end of the day. I just want him to be better than me, and that's like only a fucking father.
Yep.
Like only a father is the only person in the world that wants you to be doing better than them or be better than them. You know,
because he has everything, right? Like you feel like, man, I didn't have no training, I didn't have this, I didn't have that.
Yeah.
Dog, you have everything. Like I'm gonna help you, but you have to have heart to go in that cage.
When I started, I had mismatched gloves and shit. This fool like pulled up to the club, brand new everything and shit. I'm like, boy,
man. Oh man. Yeah. Well, I'm sure that you'll be able to guide him like really well if he decides. Cause
he knows what he got to do.
I don't know, bro. That shit seems kind of tough. I told you.
It is. Well, right now, I told him, you want to do this shit? We got one rule. You got to wrestle in high school. You know, I think wrestling is like the toughest shit of all of this shit. You know, the boxing, I could do it all day. The wrestling shit, I'm just like, fuck, I got to wrestle, dog. You know?
Does it take more energy?
Hell yeah, dog. Wrestling like the most, I mean, it's ancient. Like fucking wrestling, it goes back all the way back in time. It's like one of the most, you know, just it's massive. I feel like it creates a lot of character and builds, you know, that resiliency, you know, and that hard work and the grind and how it feels to like fucking push your body to its limits, or like have someone like that'll give you like the most, put you like a different perspective when you're put like in a position where you fucking actually try your hardest and shit, you still lose, and it builds character and shit. You know, you're like fuck, you know, and learning experiences and I think that's important, like as you're to learn while you're young, so you can be like, fuck, I made this mistake, I'm not gonna do that again, this and that, and you learn through your mistakes, through like, you know, like you kind of learn like how to correct yourself and shit, and later on that relates in life and shit, you know, because before I had no direction, you know, and I didn't have no outlet, and I was just, you know, and then I found it, and then as soon as I found my outlet where I could fucking channel all this energy, and then that's when my life started to change.
Damn, that's what's up. And that happened, you were introduced to it at 25.
Yeah,
to the UFC.
I had been a fan for like about a year or two, and I remember at the time I was just going at like LA Fitness and like hitting the weights and then going upstairs and like, you know, hitting the bag and shit. At first it started off with just boxing, and then I started throwing kicks, and I kind of like self-taught myself a little bit. And then I was just like a super fan. I was like, had all my favorite fighters. I was watching it every fucking weekend. I remember back before it was like so mainstream on TV, and they had the apps and shit. I used to have to go to the bars and fucking, you know, like fucking I used to go on, like I just love it, dog, you know. And I remember I was working construction at the time, and I was like 25 years old, hated that shit, dog. I was in downtown LA, and I was passing by. I used to pass by every day at some gym, and I used to tell my fucking lady at the time, I tell her, man, I want to fucking try this. I want to do this shit, like you know, and come back every day. But I just procrastinate on actually walking in, and I think that's the hardest thing for someone to do, is actually walk in the fucking doors and shit. Once you're in there, then you're in. Yeah, you're in. You know, I think for a lot of people it's hard to get that. So it's our anniversary, fucking this 1 year, and man, her gift to me was a gym membership. And and then I went, and then I never stopped going.
How was it the first time walking into that gym?
The first time it was like, you know, a little nerve-wracking, but nothing I couldn't handle, nothing I knew I wouldn't be able to face. And like, you know, I was already G. I was like fucking been through it all. There's nothing that could happen to me in a gym that I hadn't already been through. So I think going in there, I just had like a different like kind of fearlessness, you know, in a sense, just like through just there's going through shit makes you a little bit heartless. Dog.
Yeah.
Like it makes you like a little bit cold and a little fearless and shit. So I had a lot of that coming in, and just like this composure under extreme stress or stressful situations or chaotic situations and shit. I felt normal in chaos. So that's what like helped me maintain my composure. But at the same time, when I was put in the position where there's someone in front of me, I'm trying to knock his fucking head off because that's my fight style. I'm trying to kill the guy, and they're like, whoa, slow down. Okay, slow it down, take it easy, bro. We're not trying to like. I'm like, no, fuck that fool, fuck that shit. Huh? You fucking homie.
Treat it like enemies.
Fuck that fool, homie. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, all loked out and shit. Like, whoa, fool.
And the coach was like, hey, calmate, compa, relax. Yeah. This is just, we're sparring or whatever.
Yeah,
I mean, is it called sparring still?
Yeah.
Yeah, sparring. You're like, all right.
Yeah, and I was just always
like
hard.
Like Fabian would say, around me. Yeah. Damn. So when you started training there, how long did it take for you to have your first UFC fight?
I trained from 25 to 27. It was 2 years, and then I had my first amateur fight at the Hollywood Park Casino.
Okay.
Back in the days when I had the racetrack right there. And,
that was the one right here on. Oh, it's still there?
I think it's like SoFi now. I don't know.
Yeah, I think they. Oh, yeah. Anyways, okay, but there.
But I remember when they tore it down, they were like, "Oh yeah, they're building a new stadium here." So it might be that's where SoFi's at now.
Yeah, so technically, you fought at SoFi.
Hey, I fought at the Great Western Forum.
Oh,
but my dream's to fight at Staples. That's like,
that shit would be dope.
Once I fight at Staples, I'm like, career complete. Other than like getting a belt or some shit, But
that would be sick.
Yeah, right now I'm just like I keep the goals real, like like in order and shit.
That's what's up. So, how was that experience? To have your first, because you said you had an amateur fight, right?
Yeah.
And how did that go first?
So my first amateur fight was against some dude from Glendale, and it was both our first fight ever. Because I trained for 2 years and I had boom. And I remember I decided that I want to do this shit. Because at first I was just fucking around. I decided I want to do it when I went to an actual MMA event. And I'm looking at the level of competition and the dudes that are fighting. I'm like telling my coaches like, bro, I could do this shit. Like this shit is nothing. Like these fools ain't even that good, So, like, all right, we'll get you in there. And then the first fight was a first round finish. The second fight, another first round finish. The third one was the same guy, the first guy I fought, and then I beat him again, but it wasn't like a first round. And then another first round finish, and then another first round. And so like I fought amateur for 2 years until I was 29, and then I was a professional for 4 years, and then I got signed to the UFC at 33 years old and shit. So it was like fast, dog, in a sense, like compared to like all the fools that have been doing this shit since they were little kids. They're like fools that do this shit their whole fucking life. I step in there, train for 2 years, amateur for 2 years, pro for 4 years, and I'm in the UFC. Like that's pretty. So this whole shit's been an 11-year process, and I'm already like 11 fights in on the UFC.
Damn. How was the first UFC fight?
My first UFC fight was against Tim Means, and he had already like 20 fights in the UFC already.
Oh, shit.
And it's my first in the UFC on 2 weeks' notice. My manager hits me up. I'm leaving the gym, but luckily I was already getting ready for a fight. I was supposed to fight for the Lights Out, which is like the best organization in Los Angeles and LA County. Like all the best fools fight there from LA. And I was I was getting ready to fight for the championship against a guy that I actually fought on my second UFC fight. So it was like kind of like the championship fight that didn't happen.
Okay.
But I was getting ready for that fight, and they called me like, "Hey, UFC wants you to fight fucking Tim Means in 2 weeks in his hometown, fucking in Albuquerque. But luckily, I was already out there.
No way.
Yeah, because Albuquerque has like a elevation.
Okay. Yeah.
So I was already out there at Cowboy Cerrone's pad at the BMF ranch, helping that fool train for a fight. So I get the call, and I was like, fuck it, let's do it. And yeah, I was nervous as fuck going in there, but also I was like confident and happy. Like when I first walked out that first time, I saw the crowd, like nothing but fucking happiness hit me, dog. Cause I'm like, damn, this is like,
this shit happened.
Yeah, this shit actually happened, dog. And went out there and had an amazing fight. I ended up like almost finishing the fight in the first round, and then in the second round just dominated and choking him out. In his hometown, I was getting booed and shit, you know. But I had a few of like my family and friends and fucking people there, and like their couple cheers fucking echoed through the whole fucking arena, and I was just like louder than the whole crowd and shit, you know. And you know, to me, but that was an amazing feeling. It was like, damn, I actually fucking made it, you know. I actually like making it to the UFC is one thing, dog, but to have wins in there is like another, because it's like I'm living my dream now and shit, you know. But I remember those first couple minutes in the fight, I was like, he came at me, he landed a couple punches and took me down. And I remember when I was on the floor around the hit, I was like, there's no way this shit is about to happen, dog. Like, there's no way like the UFC is this level of good, you know. Cause I was just like, kind of caught me off guard. It was like, he punched me, kicked me, and went for a takedown. Boom, got it. I was like, all right, fuck this shit. Hold up.
Snap out, homie. Let's go. Let's go, homie.
Shake it off, homie.
You know what I've been through, fool?
Yeah.
I've been through some shit.
I got up and I was like, all right. So we started fighting, and then sure enough, yeah. I picked up the pace and finished that shit.
Did you see like the level? Like from the amateurs to like the UFC? Did you be like, oh shit?
I had some, yeah, of course, the professional is like I don't know, in the amateurs I feel like the high level amateurs are just as good as like the high level pros and shit, you know, because like in the pros, not everybody's that good. People might have a misconception that like everybody's good. Of course you have to have some kind of skill set, but I mean anyone could just be like, I'm pro, and fucking fight a professional fight and just fucking have like, you know, because that's where you find all those guys that their records like 10 wins and 20 losses. You know, and there's just like those guys that just want to do it, but they're not, you know, they're not good.
Yeah, yeah. When you're in that cage, like, what's your mindset? Because those rounds go for like 5 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Is there something that goes off? Or like, do you have this game plan, or do you just zone out?
I don't really have a game plan going in there. I just like have confidence in my preparation, you know, and knowing that I did everything possible and trained as hard as I could. And, you know, just like a lot of people might, you know, get a little bit nervous, because you see it all the time. Dudes that are amazing fighters and they get nervous and they fucking shit the bed when the time comes. But I never been that way. I always felt confident and safe, to be honest with you. Like I just felt in the back of my mind, I'm like, this is like a controlled environment, you know. I'm a competitive person, you know. If this fucking guy beats me, well, good fucking, like, you know, good shit, dog, because I train my fucking ass off and shit. But at the same time, no matter what skill, like, or how popular or famous they are, whatever the fuck it is, or how what their record is, to me, it's like who shows up that night, you know. And once they lock that cage, like, I turn into like just a different person. Like, for me, it's like I've been in so many fights. I think that my record, my professional MMA record and amateur record, just doesn't even compare to like the amount of fights, you know, because it's in the hundreds of street fights, you know. All the time that I spent in and out of jail being a knucklehead, because I was like a little shithead, bro. I was looking for it, or any reason. Walking in the liquor store, someone I don't know recognize, hey, where you from, fool? Whoop-de-whoop. So what? I mean, You know?
You were just
just being
fucking
fucking crazy.
8
like,
in the morning.
Yeah.
So what? What?
Yeah. So what? I'm like, what's really, dog?
Why are you buying those hot Cheetos? Fool, looking for any fucking excuse? Like, fool, like.
In my work clothes and shit too, you know? Bang on clothes.
Shit.
But I was just crazy like that. I just, you know, what's up.
Yeah, it's just sometimes, I think, I wasn't that good at fighting, but I would walk around like that.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I've been in, like, tough situations. I was just, like, had a lot of heart. I just was always down. I was always down, and like, everybody around, they knew that was like, oh, don't fuck with that fool, dog. He ain't gonna stop.
And I think it has
usually
a lot.
When I did, like, lose, it was always more than one person and shit, like.
He's like, not a one-on-one, homie.
Yeah, I know. Catch me slip. I know it was one time, my stupid ass showed up to the liquor store, and there's some fool with a skateboard. I was like, man, that's my enemy right there. And I'm like, and he's walking out the store. I'm like, what's up, fool? And he has a skateboard in his hand. I'm thinking like he's gonna try to hit me with this skateboard. He turns around and fucking hops on a skateboard and starts skating off. I was like, that's right, bitch. Right? And this fool calls his homies. He's like, oh, watch, wait, fool. I was like, oh, watch, I'm gonna fucking wait. And I was with my baby mama. And she's like, let's fucking go. I was like, hell nah. So I had bought a 40. So
Old English?
I think it was King Cobra.
The King Cobras or Mickey's?
I think it was a King Cobra or
Damn,
Mickey's.
but you were fucking around, fool.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I was hood, dog. I was like, I got 250, homie. I'm about to fucking go to the store right now.
About to be feeling good in about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Chug that shit.
Yeah, and just walked down to the liquor store, got into some shit. I chugged the 40, waited for these fools to come. A carload of fools came, and fucking, I was like, threw the fucking 40 at him. I was like, let's go. And fuck, dog, I got my ass whooped that day, but I held it down, though. I still got up. I was like, fuck you.
I got up 3 times, fool.
Fuck. It took 5 of those fools.
And I think all the shit that you've been through and all the adversity that you have to deal with, that shit must come out. Like when you're in there, like, man, there's no way that I've been through all that. So fuck this fool right here in front of me.
Tough ones, even like in the LA County Jail. I've been in some crazy shit. I think my longest stay in the LA County Jail was like about 8 months. And I've been through it in every.
And that was in early 2000s.
From like in early, I'd say, like 2005 to like 2015.
So it was still kind of,
Yeah.
What I think that everything in life, teaches you, and there's lessons behind it.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think being in there for 8 months stretch or whatever? Like, what lessons did you learn in there? Like,
it took me a long time to learn any lessons, because I was the type of dude that I'll get out. I've been in the LA County Jail about 20 or more times. Damn. I was always the fool that was like, I'll get out, I'll be out for a week, back another like 3 months. I'll get out for a month, back another 4 months. I'll get out, And this one time I was like, I have so many birthdays where I was fucking locked up and shit, And I was just always for a long time because I was like fucking trapped in the system, dog. Like once you're in there, they got you jumping through hoops to stay out. They'll be like, all right, get out of jail. I want you to get a job, but you can't drive and you have to be home at this time. Or like, I'm like, fuck, fool. Like,
it's like a revolving door, huh?
Yeah, they're
so
like, oh, we're gonna pull up on you whenever we want, and if you find any fucking, I don't know, graffiti shit or like gang activity or fucking, or whatever the fuck, piss test you, violate, throw you back in a couple months and shit, And I was just like, this constant like just revolving door that in the system that just like traps you and then once you come back in, I mean, of course you got to be a fucking adult and work your way out that shit and stop fucking up and like, all right. But for a long time I didn't learn my lesson, and until I was put in like some like, all right, they're starting to the amount of time starting to get longer, like from compared to like when I first used to start get busted for the little petty shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then now I'm like, bam, fucking 6 months. Bam, now 8 months. And after that 8 months one, I'm like, fuck this, dog, you know? So I had to start fucking looking for jobs. I want to try to get in the military. I want to try to fucking do every fucking thing possible to try to like, all right, I'm ready to stop fucking around because I had my first kid when I was like 21. After 21, I started trying to fucking change, but it takes a while, dog. It takes a while, you know? So it took me up until like I was like 23, 24 to finally stop going to jail and stop kicking it and stop fucking like, you know, which is kind of like still young in a sense in the career of a fucking of a thug, you know,
Yeah.
or someone that, you know, chooses to be fucking gang affiliated or like just takes a while to growing up, dog, and I feel like what helped me grow up is MMA.
I think that was the turning point for you.
Yeah, once I started training, I was like, all right, because I still lived in the hood. You know, I was like still like on one block and then my enemies on the other block, you know, so she was still, people don't forget when you whoop their ass, dog, you know?
No, they don't, dog.
Yeah, they don't remember that shit like that motherfucker right there. But now it's a trip because I ran into like the fools I used to get it with, and now they're like, that's right. You know, like they're not tripping anymore, or like nobody's on that bullshit anymore. And I'm like fucking 20 years
Because
later.
at the end of the day, I think they fucking see a little bit of them in you.
Yeah.
Because
They're
you
like,
made
hey,
it.
fool, you see, fool, he whooped my ass. Remember that shit, dog?
Now they're not ashamed. Fool,
I
the fool that fucked
told
me
you,
up.
dude. I told you, fool.
Fool, the fool that fucked me up is in the MMA. The fool that fucked you up just fucking
Hey.
pump my gas.
He
No,
fucked-
mames,
yeah,
güey.
he fucked me up in high school.
Now they're all proud.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, low key, if
least
if somebody beat me up and they were in the UFC, we're like,
Dog,
yeah,
that's how I feel
busting
about
my shit, dog.
like when I lose a fight. I'm like, man, this motherfucker better win the motherfucking championship.
Oh shit, that's funny though. I bet you all the fools that you fucked up,
They watch
some way
me.
somehow, they're proud.
Yeah.
They're proud because
think
you're
so.
like,
I think
now you
so.
didn't just lose to.
Yeah.
It's like when the Dodgers lose, right? When they just got eliminated. I'm like, these motherfuckers, Arizona
Imagine
better,
for the fool
better
that
win.
held on to that shit for like 10 years and they saw me on TV. He's like, oh, okay.
He made it.
It don't
He
sting
made
as
it.
bad. It don't
Solid.
matter.
He's gonna send you a DM.
He's kind of cool now.
Hey, fool, you fucking lit that fool up like you lit me up. Remember, fool? We were like in the 11th.
Hey, you hit that fool with the same punch, fool. I'm like, you remember?
You remember?
You remember,
You're
dog.
never gonna forget, fool. Damn, that's like a reminder every time you go on TV. Fuck. Hey, but it is what it is. I think, but like I said before, I think they probably see a little bit of themselves in you because you guys grew up in the same neighborhood. I mean, you know, enemies, but it's still essentially the same.
Yeah.
And they're probably like, damn, he made it. At least fucking made it.
We're from the same city.
You know, same
what I mean?
city. He made it. He's
From
repping the city.
Yeah, when it's every time I'm on, you know, I'm on, you know, I'm fighting out of Alhambra, dog. You know, so
You know, that's why
Nah.
I know I had some people that come from where I grew up, Huntington Park, and then it just makes me proud. You know, I mean, they didn't beat me up, but I'm just saying, like, and like Jerry Garcia's been here. You know, we had Edwin. He's from HP. Teddy's Red Tacos, they're from HP, and I'm just like, it just makes me proud that they're repping where we grew up at because now it's getting nice now, but back
bro.
then it wasn't.
I fucking
it
love
wasn't nice.
repping LA, dog, in the UFC. There's not really many, you know, LA fucking born
No,
and
there's
raised.
not.
LA born and raised. I mean, there's a couple harbor area fools, but it's different, dog.
Yeah, it's different. Over there, it's a little bit different.
They're different, dog. You know?
The projects
Yeah, you know?
that you came from.
Yeah, right here, dog. In the fucking
Shit.
all the southeast, northeast, and San Gabriel Valley. You know, that's where I rep.
Always repping, dog. That's what's up, and you're supposed to. That's where you came from. That's your essence, right there.
Yeah.
I always bring it up, and you know, and I always bring up HP. Like the people that know me, they know right away. Oh, that fool's from fucking Huntington Park. Oh, yeah, and not a lot of people make it big out of our cities. So when somebody does, like, shit, embrace it and fucking.
Yeah.
To me, I do. You know.
Yeah, dog. You know, it's not a lot of us trying to you know pursue something, you know, to make it out, dog. You know, and a lot of people have talent, dog, but a lot of people ain't willing to fucking go out there and see what the fuck it is and shit. Like just yesterday, I'm at this cryptocurrency like meeting all the dudes in the thing. 'Cause I'm starting to fuck with it a little bit, and went to our sponsors, like, you know, just doing it big, dog, you know, and had everybody come out and just be a part of like some team meeting, talk about like what's next in the thing. And there's this rapper fool there from like New Zealand, and I'm just like, I low key been writing raps and shit, because that's like, you know, my dad used to rap. He used to rap, DJ, do fucking
no way.
Graffiti, fucking yeah, dog, and you know, always breakdancing and shit, fucking. You know,
That's how you know he grew up.
Yeah, dog.
Shit, that was in, dog.
Yeah, dog.
I was trying to break. I wanted to be so fucking.
Yeah.
I still do the roll with my daughter in the car, like, baby.
Yeah,
and we're fucking.
Yeah. So I was like, I've been like, since I made it in this UFC shit. I'm like, well, why stop there?
Yeah.
You know. So I'm like, hey, can I spit some shit for you, dog? Because I got some shit. So he actually gave me 3 beats on the spot, and it's like, so now me and him are starting to work on some music.
No fucking
So I'm
way.
gonna start tapping into the music, dog, because he's like tripping out on me, like, wait, you fight and you could do this shit, like, you know. And obviously we went over like what I would like, but he's from New Zealand, but I'm listening to his beats. It's LA as fuck, dog.
No way.
Yeah, it's like, and I'm like, trip out, dog. It's just meant to be. You know, and because as of lately, I've just been doing a little bit more, and everyone seems to be like, yo, this is kind of cool. You know, so I'm gonna see what I can do.
So do you write everything, or you just freestyle it?
Just up it's recently and shit, dog. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what's up,
It's
dog.
pretty cool though. I've been like doing this shit all my life. I remember like when I was younger, I used to fucking like try to like freaking freestyle battle at fucking. I was just like, hey, fool, spit some flows, fool. Yeah.
You guys were in fucking. You were in camp,
Yeah,
like, hey,
but-
fool, like, flow, fool, let's go battle right now.
Yeah, dog, I'm actually not that bad though, you know, and
No way.
I'm kind of marketable, so we're gonna see what we could do with it. But it's definitely gonna be a thing, and it's something that's in the works.
Shit, let me know if you want to spit some shit right now. We'll cut it up. Shit, no pressure if you want.
Let me see.
What you got, bro? We'll cut that shit up,
You
dog.
got some beats? What's up?
Do we got some beats? We could put a beat or something on the phone. Nah, put a Wu-Tang shit or like, or some
Put on some
fucking
Wu-Tang.
yeah, or some fucking shook ones.
There you go.
Shook ones.
Okay.
Hold on, give me a sec.
That's a banger. That takes us back to when we were young,
Yeah.
bro.
Man, I wish you would have get.
Put it over here though.
Oh shit, D-Rod exclusive.
Hey.
All right, I'm waiting till the beat drops. On a classic. Look, I'm coming live from the ghetto, and my J's number 5 retro, and I blaze nothing but petrol. My eyes red like the devil, and my pedals to the meadow can't get on my level. I'm so high, so fly, best dressed, and I don't know why these bitches falling in love, and I don't know why. I'm out here at my hustle, Russell in the tussle at the ranch, getting muscle with a fucked up knuckle with my jab on the double, but it pops like bubbles, cause I put in work daily, ain't never been lazy, and can't nobody phase me, so the UFC pays me, and yeah, your boy crazy, thuggish rugged style like Manny Pacquiao, but I'm wild since a trial, I'm probably known to bust a baggie out. I'm still sharp and on point, and I'm always smoking on joints, cause I was born in the trap. They showed me how to scrap, my dad showed me how to rap, Nip told me run the lap, and Pac J showed me how to act, and I'm only speaking on facts in the gym or on these tracks. Yo, I always push it to the max, and you got these haters on a motherfucking rant, wanna see me but they can't, and I'm lit like a lamp. You better ask Dwight Grant, cause on the brink of defeat, get up, knock him off his feet, get Dana off the seat. From what I learned up in the streets, it got me out here stacking, cause I'm about that action, I'm never slacking, at the stare down like what's happening. I try to leave that shit alone, but I'm so active. Yo, fuck, hold
That
on.
shit was fucking fire.
All right, let me keep on going.
No, keep going, bro. We're gonna
yeah.
cut this shit up.
Yo, I'm just crazy in my dome. I'm smoking, crazy getting stoned in the alley of Southern Cali in San Gabriel Valley with the homegirl named Sally, where it used to be Bally's. That's Rosemead, where we hired in the nosebleeds and raised by the OGs. My grandmoms used to scold me. My Uncle Charlie in the back bumping oldies. Now I'm out here with a rollie and everybody acting like they know me, cause I'm that Latino, posted with my Nino and my primo, and we crazy like that Fusilo, except I pull up like I'm Debo, yo, with some bald-headed peepos in the Rego, tatted toe, head to toe, looking Evo, state property like Beanie Siegel. I'm about to take off like a missile. This rap shit gonna work cause I'm official.
Damn. What else you got?
I got some more shit right here.
No,
I wrote some shit. This is shit I wrote yesterday. For my sponsor. She's Squigro. It's Squigro. It's the crypto shit. Look, it's the crypto shit, yo. I'm chilling with the squad. That's crypto. About to take the game over like the lid blow. Major players in the crypto. Check the info. Blowing on the Cali Indo. Out the window with my motherfucking biz, bro. Player status. I'm trying to live like Chip Toshi. He all about the green like Yoshi. Sign this NDA cause it's real top dog. Don't keep it low key. Yo, and everybody acting like they know me. I'm coming through live in the fresh. Always fresh to death. And this beat produced by the homie Sesh. Got the game sold up like mesh. Not out of contest. Motherfuck the rest. I say it with my chest. I'm the fucking best. And I don't stress.
Damn. This is the that shit, dope. This is exclusive, homie. Damn.
Whew, it got hot.
Damn, fuck. I thought he was kidding. You're not kidding, dog.
Nah, dog, I'm really trying to do this shit.
Oh, shit.
Dana bar.
I'm working on it, but this is just shit I just wrote yesterday. I just wrote that shit yesterday.
Bro, that shit's dope.
Good, yeah.
I'm like,
The Dana bar. Okay, speaking of, right? You in that rap, you said that Grant fight.
oh yeah,
I watched it.
Got these haters on the rant, want to see me, but they can't. Better ask Dwight Grant, cause on the brink of defeat. Knocked him out, knocked him down and got Dana off his seat for what I learned from the streets. Check the receipts.
That's a real fucking thing. Bro, okay, I watched it this morning. All right, cool. I was like, oh.
Damn, can't believe I did that shit right now, dog.
Shit. Exclusive. We're going to cut it up. We're gonna make it sound dope, too.
Yeah. That phone almost knocked me out, fool.
That shit was vicious, dog.
On the brink of defeat.
I've never done this before.
Yeah.
Never done this. So, what's going through your mind right there when you fell and this fool's hitting you with these bangers?
I was like, oh, hell no.
Oh, dog.
100%. Oh, hell no.
Hell to the nah.
That was me, dog. I was like, all right, motherfucker, watch, fool, watch.
But this fool was he was trying to like end it right
I'm
there, right?
trying to survive, dog. And
Like, how do you maneuver? Like, how do you train for that?
fuck, dog. You know what? Going through weathering that storm, dog, that fool was hitting me from I felt like I was getting jumped, you know? And I feel like that's when that experience kicked in, dog.
So then
I knew what to do.
you had to you had to just back up and get on your feet some way, somehow.
Yeah.
Fuck, I watched that shit and I was just like,
got up and fucking whooped his ass and shit. And then Dana was like, yeah, fool.
yeah.
Yeah. He got out of his seat and shit. So that's why I threw that shit in the rap.
Damn. All right. Talking about Dana White. Like, do you have a relationship with him? Or because I know you were in one of his. I know he had a.
I know. I had just recently met him. Like we had met before, dog, but never really like, kind of like just like shook hands and shit. At weigh-ins and post fight type shit, but never really had a conversation with him up until. But he always showed me, gave me some recognition every time I fight. He'll be like, yo. He does this thing on Instagram where he's like, yo, these are the fights to look out for, to check him out and shit. And he always throws my name in there and shit. So I know prior to him, my last fight is the first time he actually came up. He's like, yo, dog, like I took a loss and shit. I got fucking fought one of their up and coming guys, dangerous prospect and shit. Wasn't really in my best interest to fight him and shit at the level I was at. But I fight anybody, dog. So, and he knows that I always show up. I got like majority of my fights are on short notice, and that's just because I'm ready to go at all times and shit, you know. And I feel like I done the company a good thing by stepping up and always showing up every single time I fight. I always make weight. I always, you know, go out there and put it all on the line and shit, you know. So this last time he finally came out, you know, I was leaving. I was fucking hot. I was like, damn, I just lost my fucking fight. I had everything riding on it. I was supposed to win that shit, and I didn't and shit. So I didn't even change my clothes. As soon as I was done, I took off my fucking. I didn't even take off my gloves. I was like, get me out of here, dog. Let's get the fuck out of here and shit. You know, I just wanted to go home. I just wanted to go home and shit. You know, so we're like leaving the arena in Charlotte. We're already outside on the street, and the security's like, yo, I gotta turn back. And we're like, what the fuck? Why? Like, Dana wants to talk to you. I'm like, what? Like, trip out, fool. So we go back, and Dana comes out the back and shit. Like, yo, yeah, got up out of his seat, left the fucking arena to come talk to me and, you know, give me my props. He's like, yo, just know you, like, you know, appreciate you and shit, respect for what you do for the company and shit. You know, just want to fucking, you know, just say peace out, shake your hand, tell you, you know, good job and shit, you know. So I took away the whole sting of fucking losing and shit. When I went back in the car, I was like, hey, that was pretty fucking cool, dog. Hell yeah, homie.
Hell yeah, homie.
All right, dog. Straight to the bar, dog. Let's go.
So, to me, that dude seems like a stand-up guy.
He is. Dog.
I don't know him personally. I just know what I see, like, on the internet. But he seems like a legit dude. But,
I mean, there's going to be people got, you know, good things to say about him. People got bad things to say about him, you know. But at the end of the day, what he's done for the sport and how he conducts himself, you know, he just can't have nothing but respect for him. He's, you know, he's done a lot. He's done a lot for the sport in general and shit. Outside, even like for not even for the UFC, but just for the whole sport in general, and the stuff that he's managed to do and the fights that he's been able to put on, and how to be able to build the UFC into like the premier fighting league and probably one of the, you know, a worldwide sport now, you know. So it's crazy.
Yeah, he built that shit, huh?
Yeah. I mean, nobody was doing it like that, you know, up until, and now look at it, it's like, it's crazy, bro. It's like a household sport now, you know?
Yeah.
Compared to what it started in those VCR tapes and shit back in the days where you had to go rent that shit.
Damn, VCR. A lot of those
Now that
youngsters.
shit's on ABC, bro. I fought twice on Channel 7. Live, fucking TV and shit. It's crazy.
And like, how do your like what does your mom tell you now that she sees you like on?
Yeah, she's proud of me, dog. You know, my whole family's proud of me. I'm like, my family's probably enjoyed now and shit. You know, like everybody's like, you know, got so much love. I feel like fucking all the LA's my family. If that's the case, if you think about like how people are, you know, showing me love and shit, you know, and shit. If it wasn't this fighting shit, fuck, I wouldn't be here right now, dog. You know, so I'm just like trying to show love back and shit, you know, and just, you know, spread the word and support fucking, you know.
That's what's
support
up.
the community and everybody's hustle, you know, everybody, you know,
Hell
I'm with
yeah.
it, you know.
That's
I'm one of the
what's up.
homies, like I said, dog. I'm just
That's
one of the
what's
homies.
up.
I just like to fight and shit, you know, and put on for the city and the culture, dog, you know. And I'm always do that and be original to, you know, to everything, dog, and just be myself and people fucking with it and shit, cause I'm just being me. I'm just being me, and I represent the culture inside the UFC, all the LA and shit. So
that's what's up. I've never been to a UFC fight,
you gotta go, dog.
but I'm gonna go watch you fight.
Hell yeah.
That'll be my first one, dog.
Yeah, dog.
Cause yeah, that shit will be sick.
Yeah,
Like I'm gonna be Dana White getting up like, oh, you see that shit? Fucking knock this bitch ass fool out.
You gotta go, dog.
I'm gonna go. No,
Yeah.
I said it. I can't take it back. This shit's on video. Like that's it. But I want to see you fight.
Yeah, shit, man.
So then, what's next? When is the next fight? So I could prepare myself.
So right now, I'm like traveling around right now. I got my homie. He's fighting November 10th in Mississippi for that fucking Jorge Masvidal's bare knuckle shit.
Okay.
He got bare knuckle MMA, dog. It's just crazy. And so I'm
Whoa,
my boy
whoa,
told him.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah,
Back up.
yeah.
It's bare knuckle.
MMA. It's not bare knuckle boxing. It's
Okay.
bare knuckle MMA.
Okay.
So it's like full on MMA, knees, elbows, punches, chokeouts, all that shit with no fucking bare knuckles.
Fuck, bro. That seems like kind of dangerous, dog.
That's street fighting right there.
That's like
That's
you're
backyard
scrapping.
boogie. That's a backyard boogie.
You're scrapping at a quinceañera in the backyard type shit.
Exactly, dog. Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, so he's fighting for that. So I'm,
Dog.
yeah, I'm gonna be over there. Yeah, that's that bare knuckle shit right there. Yeah, so he's gonna be fighting for that shit. So I'm gonna be in Vegas until November 10th, and then from there, dog, I'm going to Thailand.
Oh shit! No way.
I'm gonna go train in Thailand for about a month. Yeah, Muay Thai, learn that authentic fucking Muay Thai and just go through that whole fucking crazy madness. I'll come back for the holidays, for Christmas and New Year's, and then back until the end of January, and then hopefully I have a fight lined up then, but that's when I'm aiming for like February next
It's my
year.
birthday, homie.
Yeah,
Oh, we
February
gonna turn
next
up,
year.
bro.
I'll be in Thailand the whole time, fucking working my ass off, dog, and just like just embracing the whole journey and the whole like culture of like the art of fucking the deadly art of 8 limbs and shit. That's Muay Thai in the motherland and shit. So. I'm just like I'm excited for it and for the new training experience that I'm gonna come back with and shit. So I'm just gonna be throwing kicks and elbows and knees like crazy and shit. One of the place I'm going to is called Bangtan Muay Thai, and it's one of the elite fucking gyms out there, and I just want to go experience that shit. I feel like back in the days, I used to fucking watch like the Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah, we all did, dog.
Yeah. It's crazy, dog. Like I'm like, I want to go to Thailand and go fucking experience that shit, dog. So I'm excited for it. Just like just to go out and because before this fight shit, I'll never fucking left the hood. And now I'm like traveling the world, experiencing different cultures and shit. I'm gonna remember for my whole fucking life and shit. My family, everybody's cool with it. They're like, yeah, bro, go do your shit, dog. So I got full support here back home. And I'm just going to go out there and just hold it down. I'm going to fucking take LA to fucking Thailand, dog. You know what I mean?
Damn, bro, you're going to be wearing your Laker Dodger gear over there?
You already know.
They're going to be like,
You already know.
oh, this guy's Mexican over here.
Yeah, you already know. But, that gym's amazing, bro. I can't fucking wait to go and play. The food and just go check it out.
Hell yeah, bro, enjoy it and fucking train because
flip flops and shit, ride scooters.
You know what I mean? Because come February, bro.
Yeah.
Hopefully you get that fight.
Back. Yeah, man, I'm gonna come back strong. I'm probably gonna be the best version of myself possible.
That's dope, bro. That's what's up.
Yeah.
What advice would you give somebody that's trying to get into the UFC or that's trying to get into UFC fighting?
First advice that I will give anybody trying to pursue a career or in MMA, I'd say that the same thing that I would say to anybody trying to pursue anything in life is like, if you choose to do this, then you gotta give this shit your all, and you gotta be fully committed. And when I do like train other people, I gotta tell them like, you gotta be willing to go the extra mile. You gotta be willing to do the overtime. You gotta be willing to fucking keep going when your body doesn't want you to, dog. You gotta like have no limitations mentally on yourself and your abilities and shit. Cause really, like, our bodies could do whatever the fuck we wanted to, dog. Like some people can do certain things that other people can't, but for the most part, dog, you could kind of like program your body to do whatever the fuck any kind of like motion, as long as like it's like repetitive and shit, like. So for me, I would say like just whatever you want to pursue doing, just like be fully dedicated and the commitment and be willing to like make the sacrifices, make the sacrifice of not fucking eating like a fucking pig or like partying all night or not doing what you got to be doing and shit in order to be at the level that you want to be, because you could be mediocre or you could be above average, and it's really up to you, so for anybody that's pursuing it, just give this shit your all and just like have fun doing it,
That's what's up. Give it 100%. All right, big dog. Shout outs. I know you work with a lot of people, so who you trying to shout out, or like what is it that you got going?
Yeah, I just want to shout out my own podcast I got with the homie, Culture Crooks Podcast. Make sure you tune in. Shout out to my sponsors, Monster Energy, Camp Pie Pandas, the Crypto Homies, the Squid Grow family. Shout out to them. And yeah, the Street Kings Cultivation and shit. Make sure you check them out. And yeah, stay tuned for the next fight.
You heard? So when the homie gets his fight, hopefully in February, everybody tune in. He about to whoop some ass. Let's go. We out.